we're going to learn how to make these darling paper medallions, and it's really easy. It's just trimming and folding. So the first thing that we need to do is get a 12 by 12 piece of paper, and I like to use double-sided papers because you're going to see both sides if you want to make a mobile or a garland with these. So you're going to measure 1.5 inches and just trim out your strip of paper. Then you're going to take a decorative border punch, and this is really handy because it gives a really neat edge to your paper. So we're going to start at one end and just line it up and make a punch. And then line it up again and punch again. And you're going to do this down the entire length of your strip of paper. All right, when you're to the end, you can see how that scallop shape really dresses up that edge. Then if you end up with any, half scallops, we're just going to trim those off. We do not need any partial scallops. We want the whole scallops. And even this one, I'm not sure if it's exactly equal to that, so I'm just going to trim that one off too. Okay. Now, you bring back the paper trimmer. And this is pretty nifty here. You see these edges, these grooves, these are going to become our score guides. And so what you want to do is just line up each scallop with its groove. And I'm using a bone folder, and this one has kind of a sharper edge for thicker papers and a broader edge for regular papers. And since this is a nice text weight, well, it's kind of a little bit of a cardstock, but we're going to use the softer, blunter edge. And then you just use those guides to make your score lines, lining up each valley of each scallop. And you just work your way down. And you want to use the back side of the paper versus the front side just in case you slip and make a little mistake. That's okay, because it'll be on the back side and no one will ever know. And you're going to use those score lines again as your guides. So we're going to start that accordion fold. You can see how it's coming together along those scallops. Okay, there you've got your fold. So now what you want to do is connect your scallops into a circle. Now you can see we have one extra flap here because we really want to keep the pattern of the hills and valleys going in the right direction. So I'm just going to trim off one scallop, and then I like using quick dry craft bond to keep these things together because there's a natural tension with the folds that it wants to pull apart. You really want something kind of strong, but you could use glue dots if you were kind of in a hurry, or some super sticky tape, maybe even that red line tape. But this I like, and a little bit of this craft glue goes a long way. And the good thing is it dries pretty quickly, and if you're in a hurry, or you want to make sure that it stays together without being messed with, you can always use a clothespin and let it dry for a couple minutes. So next, while your accordion fold circle is drying, we're going to punch out 2 circles from the paper that you use to make your accordion fold. And I like to, choose kind of a fun piece of the paper, or if there's a design in the paper, I think that makes a really pretty center of the medallion too. So, your accordion should be dry now, and you've removed the clothespin, and we're just going to push the hills and valleys in together and push them down to the center. Now again, there's that natural tension that it's going to pop up pretty easily, so you want to make sure that you keep a good hold on it and keep the ends, keep all those peaks together. And then I'm going to use some more of that quick dry craft glue, and I'm going to put it on the center, and then I'm also going to put it on some of those peaks, because that is the surface that will touch your circle that you just punched out. Okay, so we'll keep that together, and we're going to put one of the circles on top, just like that. And you want to hold it there for, I don't know, a good couple seconds, maybe even up to a minute or two. And that's because it takes a little while for the craft bond to dry, but when it does, it will be on there. It won't pop apart, because again, that natural tension really wants to do that. So be careful when you flip it over, because you're going to do the same thing on the other side, so we can keep some sort of structure, some sort of resistance on the back side or the front side as well, depending on which side you like better. And then I'm going to take that other circle that I punched out and put it on top of there. Now sometimes I've used maybe a small book to put on top while it dries, and it'll only take a couple minutes. So when it dries though, you will have something like this. And the fun part is that once you get it to this point, you can do some fun decorations. Like you can add a sticker in the center, maybe it's a letter, maybe it's a rhinestone, maybe it's some sort of other embellishment. And you can string these together for a garland or tabletop decoration or napkin ring. Any sort of fun paper crafting idea will be definitely accented gorgeously with these paper medallions.